Picture this. Your house is on fire. And I don't mean a little bit of smoke. I mean it's a full-on, raging inferno, a total disaster movie. You can literally feel the heat on your face. The smoke is everywhere, you can't breathe. The whole roof is groaning like it's about to come crashing down on your head. Every single alarm in your body is just screaming. That ancient voice in your head is yelling, "Run, get out of there, do something, now." But then you look over at your neighbor's yard and you see this old guy. He's just standing there, cool as a cucumber, sipping on a cherry Coke. He watches your house turn into a pile of ash, and what does he do? He pulls out a long stick and starts roasting a marshmallow over the flames of what used to be your kitchen. You think, this guy is completely nuts. But hold on, what if he isn't crazy? What if he knows something that you don't? What if he knows that the fire isn't even real? What if it's all just a big illusion? A trick designed to scare you out of your own home so that he can scoop it up for almost nothing? And that's exactly what we're going to crack open today. Because when it comes to the stock market, the flashing red lights and scary headlines, they aren't the real danger. Nope. The real enemy is that little 3-pound computer between your ears. Your brain, with its 50,000-year-old programming, is actually trying to trick you into being poor. All right, let's hop in a time machine. We're going way back. Meet Caveman Bob. He's hanging out and he hears a little rustle in the bushes. Now, he's got two choices. He can think, oh, it's probably just the wind, or he can think, it's a lion, and run for his life. Well, guess what? All the cavemen who stayed behind to check things out, they got eaten. We are the direct descendants of the paranoid ones who ran away from everything. Our brains are literally hardwired to see every little surprise as a life or death emergency. And here's the crazy part. That ancient lizard brain of yours, it can't tell the difference between a hungry saber-toothed tiger and a stock chart that's pointing down. The feeling you get, that rush of adrenaline, that pure blind panic, it is exactly the same. Your brain screams sell with the exact same terror that it used to scream lion. So, how does Warren Buffett, our friendly neighborhood marshmallow roaster, stay so incredibly calm through all this? Well, he has a secret weapon, a little story he tells himself. See, he doesn't see the stock market as a scary monster. He sees it as a super emotional, kind of crazy, and totally predictable business partner. Let's imagine your business partner is this guy, Mike the Pizza Guy. On Monday, the sun is out, birds are singing, and Mike sprints up to you. He's just beaming. He's screaming, "We're rich! The pizza shop is worth $1 million! We are absolute geniuses!" He's so happy, he's on top of the world. But then, on Tuesday, it starts to rain, and Mike shows up at your door, totally soaked with tears streaming down his face. "It's over," he wails. "The world is ending. Nobody wants pizza when it's raining. It's a complete disaster. Here, take the whole shop, the ovens, the sign, everything. Just give me $10 for it." Would you actually sell him your half for $5? Of course not. You tell him to go home and get some sleep. This right here is precisely how Warren Buffett views the entire stock market. He calls this character Mr. Market, your manic-depressive business partner who shows up every single day screaming either happy, crazy high prices or sad, ridiculously low prices at you. The actual pizza shop didn't change overnight. The only thing that changed was Mike's move. Your job is to just ignore his screaming and focus on how much you like the pizza. Okay, that makes sense. We just have to ignore the crazy pizza guy. But how do you actually do that when it feels like your life savings are going up in smoke? Well, Buffett uses a couple of super simple mental tricks to flip his fear into a huge opportunity. And the first one starts with something you eat all the time. Let me ask you a question, and I want you to be totally honest. Let's say you love hamburgers, like you plan on eating hamburgers for the rest of your life. Then one morning, you see on the news, hamburger prices have crashed. They used to be $10, now they're only $1. Would you just collapse onto the floor and start crying? No way! You'd throw a party. You would run to the store, clear out your freezer, and buy as many burgers as you possibly could, right? Because you are a net buyer of hamburgers. Well, think about it. If you plan on investing your money for the next 10, 20, 30 years, you are a net buyer of stocks. So why in the world would you freak out when the thing you plan on buying for decades suddenly goes on a giant 50% off sale? It's nuts. And Buffett has another secret power-up. He thinks of investing like a baseball game, but it's a special game where there are no called strikes. The market can throw you junk all day long, weird pitches, crazy curveballs, stuff you don't understand. And you don't have to swing at any of it. You can just stand there with the bat on your shoulder forever. You just wait and wait and wait for that one perfect, beautiful slow-motion pitch right over the middle of the plate. And then, whack, you hit a home run. Now look, it's one thing to talk about hamburgers and baseball. It's easy to be calm when it's just a game. But does this stuff actually work when the real world is on fire? Well, let's look at the biggest test of our lifetimes, the 2008 financial crisis, the ultimate house fire. The year is 2008. A giant bank, Lehman Brothers, has just vanished into thin air. The stock market isn't just dropping, it's free falling off a skyscraper. You've got bankers literally crying on the street, holding their stuff in cardboard boxes. You could just smell the fear in the air. Everyone, and I mean everyone, was screaming, sell. So what was Warren Buffett doing while the world was ending? He was getting out his checkbook, and he wasn't writing small checks. He calmly invested $5 billion right into Goldman Sachs, a company at the absolute center of the storm. To everyone else, it looked like the craziest thing you could possibly do. So why'd he do it? Because he understood one simple secret, the difference between price and value. See, price is just the sticker on the box. It's what you pay. But value, that's what's inside the box. In 2008, the price of amazing companies was on a half-off fire sale. But their value, their factories, their brands, their loyal customers, all that stuff was still there. Buffett basically got to buy a brand new Ferrari for the price of a used Camry, just because the seller was having a total panic attack. So how do we become the person who calmly buys the cheap Ferrari instead of the person who panics and sells it for pennies? It's all about preparation. You have to build yourself a psychological fortress before the hurricane shows up. It's time to build your own panic-proof bunker. Now, the most important tool you have isn't some hot stock tip. It's cash, just plain old, boring cash. I want you to think of a pile of cash like it's an oxygen tank. When you're sitting on the deck of a cruise ship and the sun is shining, that big, heavy tank seems kind of pointless, right? But if that ship suddenly sinks and you're underwater, that oxygen tank is the only thing in the entire world that matters. Cash is your oxygen in a crisis. Here's your simple 3-step blueprint. Step 1, get rid of your debt. You can't possibly stay calm and nap if you owe money to a loan shark. Being debt-free makes you almost unbreakable. Step 2, build your oxygen tank. That means having a pile of boring, safe cash sitting on the sidelines, ready to be used as ammunition. And step 3, this is the hardest one for a lot of people. Disconnect the alarm. I'm serious. Delete the stock market app off your phone. Stop checking your portfolio every 5 minutes. You're just pouring gasoline on your own anxiety. Because when you boil it all down, it comes back to this one incredible idea from Buffett. He said the stock market is just a machine, a device. And all it does all day long is transfer money from the people who are constantly busy, panicking, and doing stuff to the people who have the discipline and the patience to just sit there and do nothing at all. So here is my challenge to you. The next time the market crashes, and it will, the next time the headlines are screaming and your friends are all freaking out, can you fight that urge to panic? Can you picture that old man calmly roasting a marshmallow, pop open a cold drink, and have the guts to just do nothing? Because in a world that's addicted to panic, sometimes the most profitable, most powerful move you can make is to just take a nap.